Okay. Remember, I'm color.
I know.
Look exactly the same. Okay, do we have enough people here? Let's see. All right, put on my glasses. Jill, we got enough folks here?
We've got everybody.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll call the meeting to order at whatever time it is, a little after 3. Let's see. You guys, everybody looked at the minutes?
Yes, I move we approve them.
Okay, it's been moved. Do we need a second? Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, Secretary Jill, what's the? Can you guys hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
So the only thing I have right now is that the city council did approve $2,000 for improvements for the 2 campsites that we talked about the last time. So that is approved. So that will be good.
Okay.
They did say too, just so everybody knows, they did say that if it doesn't cost $2,000, they would do an additional one. They will do up to 2,000. So if we could get more donations or anything like that and could put more in for that 2,000, they will do up to 2,000. So it's not strictly 2 campsites.
Yay, that's awesome.
Okay,
Thanks to them.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Jill?
That's all I have.
Okay. New business.
Yes, we keep having, can you hear me? We keep having problems with graffiti at the jail park project. So when this happened, Brian contacted me and asked to have the park board approve, and it's just an addendum to the discussion before. Prior to this, they were going to do one wall as a mural and hire a muralist to come in and do it. They have asked instead that we be able to paint all 4 walls with murals, and that they're done in a way that the artist will put a stencil onto the building and the community will come in and paint it in, which will do 2 things. One, it'll hopefully get enough community buy-in that we won't continue to have problems with graffiti because they'll take some ownership of it because they were involved in making it pretty. And the second is that if we continue to have graffiti problems, we also have something that we can just re-put the outline of it back on the wall and repaint over it so we're not constantly losing it. It will also help to mask some of the just, blanket. Nobody's writing anything, they're just making smears all over it, and that's easier to hide in a large pattern. So that's the best thing that they can come up with to try and deal with this problem. And I think it covers a bunch of fronts, and I told him I would present this to the group. And obviously we don't have a design still, and that will need to go through city council, but I think it's a good solution to the problem that we're having with that site.
Have we had more than one event, or was it looked to me like it was like Halloween night?
It looked to me like it was Halloween night, but then I saw some stuff on Facebook, or I was told about some stuff on Facebook by Ethan yesterday that some people had thought that there was a second event that happened the last day or so. I haven't gone to look at it yet, so I don't know if we had a second one or not.
Do you know anything, Mike?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably the same one then that somebody just saw for the first time.
Right. I know the front and the side.
Yeah.
Got
It looked like they just squirted something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Well. People want to leave their mark. It's kind of like marking your territory for your dog. You go around and pee on things.
See everybody's trying to fix things and make it cleaner. So
When-
there's no call for that.
Yeah.
When I taught at the high school, whenever we had that happen, and we had it happen every now and then, that afternoon or evening, the next day we painted it over and fixed it all. And it's a lot. it's a lot harder for someone to be the one who puts the initial thing on there. But if there's already a bunch of stuff sprayed or whatever, yeah, heck, yeah, they don't care about this and just add to it. So if you can clean it up right away, then it doesn't happen again quite as soon, if at all.
Yeah, and that site's still under construction, so I understand why they haven't rushed to get it painted
Yeah.
right away. But yeah, I think that's a good solution to this if it
Yes.
does continue to happen, or even if it doesn't, I think it'll look nice there. And
Yeah.
again, this isn't a huge switch from what the city council had already approved, so I don't know if this needs to go back to them or not, but I did want to approach everybody else here and say, you know.
Was
do we-
there extra paint?
I don't know how much extra paint they have left over from the garden rain color that they painted the building. I do know that I have a ton of paint in my garage from the other two murals that we put up, the one that was in Steamboat Alley that got removed and the one on the post office berm. So we do have some paint around. It probably won't be enough to do everything on that building, and I don't think I've got a full suite of colors anymore at this point, but at least we're not starting from zero.
Yeah, they might want to get a gallon of that base color and just have it, just keep it so it doesn't freeze. But then anytime it happens or you want to change anything, you can just blank it out and there you go.
Yeah,
I know I still have the paints that we used in '94
yeah.
for the big wall there. Yeah, they're probably not any good now, but yeah.
Mike, inside the bathrooms, that was painted with anti-graffiti paint. Is there an anti-graffiti paint for outside walls?
There is, it's expensive.
Yeah.
I looked into it for the mural in Steamboat Alley and yeah, you can get it. It doesn't work as well as people want it to largely. For the most part, there is a way more expensive option that will give you a few times that you can redo it, but the quantity of times that you can blast it off goes down as it weathers. And again, it's way more expensive. The less expensive one, realistically, you use it once and then you have to repaint it. And if you don't have an event every year, you need to repaint it every year on there anyway, because it doesn't weather very well. Was the last time that I had seen stuff for a mural application. I know that there's some other stuff that's good for like highway stuff that is amazing, but it changes the color of the base paint slightly. So that wouldn't be great
Yeah,
for murals.
I don't think that's necessary. I mean, Jake's painting has been there for, over 20 years now but a long time. The one in that, yeah, is it? Yeah, and the one in the alley that just got wiped out, no one.
Yeah, that actually never got tagged. We did have vandalism in the alley, but it was kids kicking or standing on maybe the boxes that were in there. It wasn't the mural itself.
Yeah.
And I also think it depends on what they use.
Yeah.
That makes it harder to clean up. Like you were saying,
Sure.
Graffiti proof, it depends,
Mike.
what they tag it with.
Yeah, they tag it with temper paint. Hose it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, any other new business?
Yes, I looked into, I mean, it might be old business, I don't know, but I looked into doing the Walk in the Park fundraiser online through Eventbrite. Everything that I find about this is that Eventbrite will handle the tickets, but they won't handle anything else with it. So if we want to do this, we need to figure out what date period we wanted to leave this open. We needed to figure out if we want to do t-shirts with it or not. I think I have $25 written down as what we wanted to charge for tickets for it, but I don't remember if that was a fee instead of that. I just have $25 written down randomly. I did not take good notes on that. But regardless, if we wanted to track their distance or whatever else, we can, but they would have to sign up for an app and then email us the results. So we would have to have an email to receive all of this information and then sort through it. We can, all of this is possible. None of that gets into if we want to do the auction at all or anything. I don't know how far anybody wants or is willing to go with this, how much we want to include versus what we normally do. So I'm coming back with what information I was able to acquire on it. And that is that, yeah, we can, Eventbrite will do the tickets, but realistically, we're still running all of it through an email account or live in person. But I don't think you guys' office is even open regularly right now, is it? Can people come in and get stuff?
It's open to the public on Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3, and then Friday, 9 to
Oh, so it's close to the same hours you were before. Okay.
12. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if we want to mess with that. I don't know what we're thinking here. But I said I would look into it, and so I did. I would be willing to have the results emailed to me, and I would be willing to set this up. But again, I don't know if we want to try and do T-shirts. We had talked before about a different logo this year with the masks on it. I don't know if the supplier is still doing the T-shirt printing. Yeah, so that's where I am. Thoughts?
Probably just let it be this year.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion. I mean, it doesn't have to be complicated. Just be, we've never had it complicated. Other than the T-shirts, that's about the only part that had logistics and everything involved, and then getting people to sign up. But the actual doing the event, I don't know.
No, there was a lot of work put into
Yeah.
getting everything together for the auction items too.
Maybe it was not a lot of work for me.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Some
Okay,
people
it was really, I thought it was very,
There's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I thought it was very easy myself.
I just noticed, I still do Facebook and stuff. There's a lot of virtual, 5Ks and all that going on, and because a lot of people still want to do that,
Sure.
and you might be able to pull actually from outside the area. If we could get through, I know Jill had checked into a couple websites herself too. A lot of them, you take a credit card and they take a fee from the person
Right.
and stuff. So, and then you turn in your time and stuff like Jamie said.
Yeah.
And it's more of a, which ours is fun too. It's not really competitive
Right.
anyway. It's a fun thing as a way for the park to raise some funds too.
Jamie, would you want to get together with me like next week sometime or something?
Sure.
And then we could try to
Figure it
come up with
out.
something.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, I changed my view. Go for it, girls.
As long as you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Is this the only flyer that we have here?
That's the only one. I just brought that, and it just came off the press about an hour ago.
Okay.
She's having them printed up. He's talking about the quad parade. And I don't know if that's other business or not. Any other new business? Any old business?
I guess we have something I just want to ask Mike too. Is everything winterized in the park?
Yeah, so far. I mean, the outside water feature and all that stuff. It's all been done. The bathrooms are still open, but we're gonna shut down the showers here pretty soon.
Okay. just-
So-
And then the gates being shut now too. Okay. just
Right.
Making sure.
Yeah, no,
We did not end up having a Veterans Day event there. Is that right? Okay.
Di and I went on the 11th, and there were 3 other people down there. Stood around, talked, and that was about it. There was no event, no ceremony or anything. One thing I did notice, though, is that the last installment of bricks, which was, I think, about 3 rows or so, they didn't line them up right. You look at them, and it's all nice straight lines, and then you come to this, and it's dropped down about.
I think Jim said they were gonna redo those.
Yeah, I'm going, "God, really?
I think they sagged down
Oh,
after they were installed.
oh, okay, maybe that's, yeah. I was gonna say, gee,
Yeah, the veterans group was Jim Flukinger,
Oh.
Eric Bosch, Rick Kendall. So then there was a 4th person in there, and they
Oh, Joe Notch.
Notch, yeah.
And they did meet and they decided that with everything going on and a lot of the veterans are in that older
Yeah.
classification, that they felt it's better to not have anything. But Rick did open the park gate
Yes,
all day if anybody did want to come into the wall.
Yeah. yeah, we were there and we were there around 11 o'clock, which is, yeah. And I'm guessing that probably more people came in later in the day, maybe. Yeah. I didn't stay there, but yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that bricks are being thought about. I go, jeez.
Yeah, I think they probably were straight when they first put them up. But
Did city council say anything about playground equipment?
No, that wasn't. Okay. I think that because we were gonna try to work on some sort of plan
Okay,
or.
I'm just looking through the notes from last meeting and what things were
That
still,
wasn't like any recommendation or anything to them.
okay. I'm still working on the facility inventory list. When I spoke with Chris Rust, I need to talk to him in person because the email was getting out of hand. There is a way to reserve most of the facilities, but I couldn't get a clear picture of whether that was only possible during the school year or not, because he mentioned that you have to do it through somebody that's a school and like staff person. So I have it, but that's my confusion, that I wasn't getting it and I just haven't seen him since we were emailing back and forth. So facility inventory list is still happening. Any word on the cost of a gate to the wastewater treatment plant so that people could walk through that space? Were we looking for a new one or did we have one somewhere?
no, we were talking about doing a man gate. in
Yeah.
the back part.
Okay. Any word about moving the old Eagle Scout Welcome to Toledo sign? With the Tillies?
Oh, yeah, down to the river there. Yeah, we talked we got a hold of the Tillies and they said they would let us know and they'll help us move it or remove it. It's already removed and it's in the maintenance building. And we can just get a couple of posts in the ground or they'll come and help do that. They want to see it happen. We'll have it so it faces the river. And so that people coming off the river, they say, welcome to Toledo.
Well, there's that one post that's down there already. And that's what I was thinking. I think the Fish and Wildlife has some sign on it. That's why I was thinking that part of it might be able to be attached to that. And so we only need one more post.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But I don't know the height. So that would have to be looked at to see if it's tall enough. And so the boat launch, the way it is at that angle, and it sits at an angle next to the boat launch. So when you come in.
Is it on the house side?
Hmm?
Is it on the house side of the boat?
It is on the house
Yeah.
side, but it's down
Yeah.
closer to the river.
Sure.
Cool.
So Tilly's, we're gonna get a hold of.
No,
us.
no, I
We
told
need to-
them we'd get a hold of Tilly's when we got something rolling, so it's up to you. Like,
So do we have like a phone number that,
they're just in the phone book. They're
Eli?
Wood and Things, I think is the name of his company. It's Warrant, makes cabinets.
Wooden things.
Wood and Things, I think is what it's called. I even have their number here.
And I think that if you guys do agree with thinking all four sides of the jail, you should probably make a recommendation to go before the council, because I hate for you to come up with plans for all four sides and the council say no, so I think you should,
They're talking jail again.
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I will let them know. The next thing on the old notes is the planter boxes that Brian is also doing. They have them, they are not replaced. I don't think they've been replaced yet. No. he told me that when they set up the community day to do the painting of the jail, that they will also have the planters there so that they can be painted that same day. So that then we'll fill them and install them later, is the current thought on that. So, do you want Brooke and Brian to go before city council and talk about the,
Or just if the park board wants to make a recommendation to go towards, to the city council, that's fine too.
sure,
Wouldn't be a bad idea to have Brooke
yeah,
and, you know, I mean, actual human beings talking to them instead of just a report.
so I will tell Brian and Brooke that they should go to city council, but I would also move that the park board recommend to city council that all four sides of the jail be enhanced with a community painted mural rather than the one-sided mural that had been discussed before the spray painting incident, let's call it.
Yeah, I'm,
Designed to be approved by city council still.
as I recall, there are only 3 sides to the jail.
Is the one of them completely underground?
Yeah, that's the back side.
Okay, then the
Yeah.
3 sides that have sides that don't butt
Yeah,
into the hill.
it's just it's only this high.
Is there a
Okay,
second?
yeah, is there a second? Sorry. I was looking it up.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Anything else?
I don't think that we have to do today, no.
Okay. Any other business? Oh, sorry. Okay, other business is just so you guys are aware of it, we're gonna have the Santa Quad Parade on December 5th, which is a Saturday. The tree lighting like we did last year for the first time. And, oh, yeah. Ooh, there you go. It's backwards. Why wouldn't that work?
It does it every time. It's,
Huh.
yeah.
Okay, these are, just got printed today and Nora's gonna bring them, start putting them around. I offered to put some up around town, so we'll see. But it's pretty much the same thing, except we're not gonna stage at the middle school, we're gonna stage at the grade school. So there's no hill involved, okay? Also, the restrictions are no motorcycles or lawnmowers, but everything else can, and no tractors, of course. It's a small operation. They're expecting quite a number of people to come to this, and absolutely no candy being thrown. They're going to start, at least as it sits right now, the lead is going to be a fire truck, and we're thinking about maybe putting Santa and Mrs. on the fire truck, but maybe they'll be in a quad. And anyhow, they'll lead, and when they come to the boat launch, they're going to park across the boat launch so that no idiot goes running down the ramp and into the river and kills themselves. That usually doesn't happen, but and then we're thinking that we'll probably allow about 20 people maybe at a time, or 10 in to see the tree and then head back. And so it's going to be a pretty efficient thing. They're all going to have numbers. They got to have a safety check. They got to have masks. They got to wear helmets, or maybe not. I don't think they need to wear helmets if you're just driving around town on your quad at 5 miles an hour in a parade. And the reason I think that is because I don't recall us having that requirement for Cheese Day parade. So it doesn't make sense that you would have it for this parade if you don't have it for that parade, so. But
I know the rules on side by side, you don't need a helmet if you're over the age of 16 at any time. But under the age of 16, you do, so that's just a rule.
Right,
For
yeah.
side by sides. On regular quads, generally, you have to wear helmets at all times. For parade, that's something different because they're not moving around and stuff.
like she says on her poster here, parade speeds only 5 miles an hour. And 16 and under must be accompanied by an adult. So one of the thoughts that we had as we were dreaming the rules up was to make it so we don't have some quad club that shows up from somewhere with all our guys and they got to rot around town. Yeah, no, you gotta decorate your quad. We're putting rules on it to tamp it down so it's a family thing, not a bunch of people otherwise.
And it's December 5th, is that right?
December 5th, Saturday, yeah, which is that first Saturday of December when the city lights the tree. So, yeah. And then the other thing is we're going through with the giant cheese ball drop at New Year's. So, and those are outdoors. The idea we had, can't remember if it was our group or if it was the Lions Club, but we want to get a can of marker spray that we could spray circles in the parking lot, but that will go away after. Do they make such a thing?
Oh, maybe, but there's still probably gonna be remnants, if it's paint, it's paint. So,
Yeah, I figured if we used utility marking spray, it was at the Lions Club, we talked about it. I figured if
Yeah,
we used
that's-
utility marking spray, that, I mean, it's not gonna go away immediately, but it's not gonna
No.
last through the whole winter.
it's too bad you couldn't, like, maybe some type of a powder or something like that.
Well, that's the other thing,
Instead of
is
the training.
possibly chalk.
Or chalk.
Yeah.
Chalk would be the
Draw
thing,
it, yeah.
probably.
Draw circles.
It hangs on for a while, but at least you can,
Right.
it'll go away.
Yeah.
What
completely.
is the purpose of the spray?
To set up 6 feet distancing for social distancing during the event. But I actually have a bunch of sidewalk chalk from the market, so we can mark it with chalk
Mark an
instead.
X So that this person could be here and this person here. I don't understand.
Well, what I've seen on TV is they'd have a big circle, like a
To
6
stand
foot.
in.
Honestly, I was gonna make little Christmas decorations, so like holly or a wreath or a tree in the different spots of it. But I mean, it's not like I need to stand away from my spouse, but
Right.
basically so that the groups know roughly what we're looking at for spacing for trying to keep it. I mean, everybody's gonna want to talk to one another and move around with it, so it's not like everybody's going to stay incredibly distant the entire time, but at least then we've got an idea of what the distance is rather than just trying to shove everybody in.
It's
So are
basic.
you still having the warming barrels then?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, having those kind of draws
Right.
more
True.
than
True.
one person.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're within 6 feet, so.
Maybe if we throw a couple of tires in the barrel, that smoke will keep them away from it.
That is a
I've
good
got
point,
some up
though.
there that we need
I
to get
wonder
rid
if
of.
Steve could get more made this year.
The kid that did them is no longer in high school,
Okay,
and in metal, they did them in metal shop, and I don't know that that program's even running.
yeah.
Because it's still being shut down, spread in it,
Yeah.
yeah, so probably not.
Is
No.
there any way we could get barrels that didn't have cute things cut out of them, that at least we could have some more options, even if they're interspersed?
Yeah. Or maybe just eliminate them altogether and that would, no, then people would huddle. Can't have that. Yeah. No,
We
we're
can think
still
on that.
working on
We've got a
it.
little while.
Yeah. Basically, the idea for the circles is what is it? COA. I don't know if that's the term, cover our asses. Yeah, so that if people say, well, wait a minute, you didn't do anything. Yeah, we did. We had these circles and was what you're supposed to honor that.
Yeah, and Ethan and I volunteered to go out and do that, do the marking, so it's not a big deal.
If you put a, one of those big chunks of chalk, taped it to a stick, you could just stand there and draw a circle.
Mhm.
Circle.
Mhm.
They don't have to be perfect or anything, just, the idea.
Yeah.
The Lions Club is going to donate some fireworks, so that we do have some organized fireworks for the event. Anyhow, those aren't park things necessarily, but there are things going on.
There is park stuff tied with that, though. Is everything working well at the boat launch area? Is all of the gazebo electricity working so that we can put up the lights and run the tree stuff this year?
Yeah, I think there was a problem with the timer. I think last year, I think somebody was messing with it
Okay,
and turning it off and on. So we
Okay.
might be able to, fix that part up a little bit. But all the receptacles, everything else is working except for, I think it needs new lights around it, right? Yeah,
I think
so,
in Cowboys, you guys are supposed to be, or Cody's supposed to be bringing them down, and that hasn't happened, they're supposed to do it on Monday. I thought the mayor was gonna talk to you about talking to Cody,
yeah,
getting that stuff down, so we can see what we have, because Joe Notch is willing to purchase more, but he had purchased a bunch after the holiday season.
Yeah.
We can get down everything and figure out what we have. And Joe wants to do icicle lights anyway on the gazebo.
Mm.
And so those, we don't have icicle lights now in the gazebo, so he wants to actually do icicle lights. I know the mayor asked me, like, that's one light on it.
Yeah.
did we have problems last year with part of that light display in front of the tree kept falling over? Did I imagine that? Did we fix it? Did I only see it once and it stuck in my brain? I feel like the presents kept falling over. Is that a problem that we've had?
I didn't hear about that.
Okay, okay.
So what happened one time or something, maybe it got really windy or
It
something.
might have, and I just, it got lodged in there as a, oh, you should probably think about
And I
that.
know
and-
the president's not all the lights work on it and stuff, so I mean, if anybody wants to volunteer to come fix lights, to put in new lights like that, that would be great.
yeah, all that stuff is getting kind of bad.
Yeah, we didn't.
Even the
we didn't have
house
any of it lit up last year because so much of it.
was not
president
working.
part, It was more of just a display, but it wasn't lit up because a lot of lights didn't work.
Yeah, and we've had the FFA set that up. Well,
No, all they set up is that Santa house.
Yeah.
And then city staff goes and decorates it all.
oh, okay. Well,
And
they,
so
but
we're trying to get them to do it prior to the weekend of Thanksgiving, because that only gives that week to get things decorated, because Thanksgiving's kind of late this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'm concerned about getting everything done before Thanksgiving, which is only a couple weeks away from today. So, because I don't want to be out there when it's raining sideways and windy and trying to decorate stuff. It's miserable.
I don't want to do the decoration, but if you will get the display stuff to me, I will check the lights and get them working this year.
How, are we decorating the tree clear to the top this year?
The mayor was supposed to check with Dan from the Dance Barbecue, said that he would, he had somebody that had a lift truck,
Okay,
and the mayor has not got back to me. So that was either having him or possibly Paul over, that Paul being charged. So, because it would be nice to get it decorated all the way to the top with lights.
yeah, how we did it
All four lights.
last year was not adequate.
That was Devin and I on a tall ladder with a stick trying to get it as high as
Oh.
we could.
Yeah,
So,
even, I don't know what that little spider rinse for that we use to do the lights. But we can check that out too. If we can't figure out something else. It's down there at Shayla's rental.
that the scissor thing.
No, it's basically a man lift, but it's, you pull behind your truck and it's got outriggers that come down and it goes up 25 or so feet.
Oh, yeah.
So I know we used it when we did all the LED lights and stuff, so.
So I guess the other thing is, how do you guys want to see it? Do you want lights up and over? Do you want them back and forth?
Whatever's the
Circle down?
easiest.
Yeah, whatever's the easiest, it's
Yeah.
gonna make it look somewhat consistent. I mean,
So it's
I know
lights.
that that also depends on how cruddy the weather is the day you go out to do it, because if it's windy and rainy, it's harder to get everything to stay where you want it to too, so.
Depends on how many lights too, because last year there wasn't a lot of lights.
Right.
See, and that shouldn't be right, because didn't Gary Whiteside buy way too many lights a few years ago, and we just have a stash of them somewhere?
Where are they?
I have no idea, but I had thought that they were at City Hall somewhere.
A lot of them went out that, to, like businesses, because they were for everybody, but, they're part of this type, part of this, so it's not all one type. So we were trying to put the same type on the tree. So a lot of them were like all white, and then some of them were colored, and some were different, you know.
Soft whites,
Soft
bright white.
white, and we didn't want it all mismatched,
Yeah.
especially on the tree, that would look silly.
Yeah,
So we took all of the colored ones, I think, for the tree.
okay, okay. But Joe Notch is going to supplement whatever we need for lights this year,
Yeah,
is that
he
the deal?
bought a bunch at the end of last year, and I don't, remember what all he bought.
Okay,
And so we just like stuck everything, there's a spot in back of City Hall up above that we store all the Christmas stuff to get it out of the way. And so we stuck it all up there, so we can get it all down and figure out what we have.
okay. I know we're not ready to do it this year by any stretch of the imagination, and we shouldn't, but we had talked in previous years about the possibility, I know that the mayor really likes this idea in particular, of having a drive-through through Kemp Olson that has different stands at the RV parks. Is there anything that we would need to do to make that feasible? Do we have the right electrical hookups that each of, like, I know that we need gravel in there for that path, or it's gonna be a mud pit, but is there anything else that we should, just because we're talking about Christmas decorations right now, that we should start thinking about for next year's, if we want to implement it then?
Well, there's 11 sites that have either 30 or 50 amp electricity at each one.
Do they also have 120 plugins so that we could just plug in strings of lights there, or do we need to have adapters for them?
It's
Yeah.
just the RV plug-in at each one.
Yeah, it's just a regular outlet.
I believe there is,
Okay, okay,
but I think there's both.
So, and then I think there's a spot at the Veterans Memorial, there's an outlet there, isn't there?
Yes.
yes.
And then obviously there's outlets in the kitchen area, so,
Stage.
and the stage.
I
that's
think
there,
there's a
an
couple
outlet there.
outside of the bathroom too, so we can have them at that building. So, okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that, the issue that we've had in the past was that, was mud. And the, was, if you get a heavy rain, that people start driving through there, they'll ruin the road. And the other was wind that was knocking stuff over. And, yeah, it was, I know Kurt, Olson, yeah, really tried hard, spent a lot of time and money setting it all up. And then it poured down rain and a storm came through, knocked everything over, and it was,
I know there was like 3 years that I went down with my staff and we decorated and had a lot of stuff up there. And then Kurt wanted to enhance it.
Yeah.
And so he has some additional things. He did, we had some blow ups and everything down there. And it looked really cool. So we would do the tractor parade and we would end there. We have a fireplace and do hot cocoa and stuff like that. And then when Kurt moved, he kind of took everything with him.
Oh,
So then we had to start from scratch again, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But we decorated the whole kitchen area with lights and everything. It looked really nice. It was pretty.
did a lot of people go there to look at it?
Yeah, to the tractor parade, and then we had people go through. I mean, big thing
good
is,
pictures with Santa.
yeah, pictures with Santa and stuff.
Yeah.
But the big thing is, I think that we need to do, whether the wood shop, we may build like little canopies and we put along a drive so that people can't drive off
Mhm.
of the path, because as long as they stay on the gravel, we're fine. So the main thing is that, no passing, you have to, keep going, some kind of signage, and to have, if we could get something along both sides of the road to really make it so, not like orange cones, like I said, they could build candy canes or whatever, you could leave garland in between them, or something just so that,
Yeah.
don't go off the road. That's the big thing. Keep moving. And I think they have that at Fort Forest Park.
Yeah.
You can't get off the road for another car to pass.
No, you have to single file through,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the.
and
biggest-
it's a one-way also.
Yeah, and it is one way. But I think it's a great idea. I love that idea. I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, I would too. I know that there was an issue. I think we talked about it 2 years ago when Mayor Dobosh brought up the idea of Winterfest in the first place, and it just wasn't feasible on that time scale to get the kids involved. But the talk was having the high school classes each do a different display at one of the things, and possibly other people in town, so that no one group was responsible for all of the work, because it is a ton of work. That hopefully we could spread some of that labor out, but with the kids not in school this year, obviously that wasn't gonna happen. We're talking about, the other things that need to happen, and I wondered if there was anything else that we needed to get in process if we wanted to do that next year, so, okay. Yeah, Mike, if you can let me know what the deal is with the presents and the other things, I can bulb those or whatever you call it when you make them work again. Obviously, I'm not gonna go pick up the house and bring it back to my place to do, but I think the rest of them are just like flat.
House, the house, once they set it up, then we put the lights and the garland and everything on the house.
But the presents and the others, they're like attached to the framework, aren't they? Isn't that like a whole
Yeah.
piece? Yeah,
In sections.
yeah.
So, and then the snowman's not lit up, but that's huge.
Was it lit up before?
It wasn't one time.
I just feel like all the wires can actually cut.
Yeah, somebody cut the wires.
Oh, geez.
I don't know.
Freaking people.
But I mean, you could almost like wrap the outside of it.
Right.
Too, and just attach them with, like white zip ties, like little zip ties, almost.
Okay.
That was an idea.
Well, at the very least, I can do the presents and whatever else is small that I can get those to print this year. And the train, I can do the train. So, okay.
And I painted the Santa house last year, so,
Oh, nice.
so it looked fresh.
That's awesome. Thank you. That's all I've got.
Anything, Mike? Okay, no. Number 7 on the list here is public input. You're the public.
You might go to where you talk about the lines, you might go to the high school and ask them for their baseball liner and their chalk.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Stay a while and then it disappears in the rain, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's easy fix.
That's kind of chalk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Cool. Thank you. That's good.
Yeah.
Idea.
Okay, Jill, anything else? Michelle, anything?
I move we adjourn.
We have 2 positions open for 5 minutes, so.
Okay.
Talking to people.
Okay,
I'll second.
there's a movement to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, yes.